Most people think they can spot a millionaire. They picture the shiny car, the big house, the luxury watch, the Instagram-worthy vacations. But the truth is, most millionaires don't look like that at all. You could be sitting right next to one and never know it. Imagine this. A man walks into a small coffee shop, wearing old jeans and a faded shirt. He orders a plain black coffee, no extra shots, no syrup, no whipped cream. He sits by the window, opens his worn-out laptop, and starts working. To everyone else, he looks ordinary. But in reality, he's worth millions. Now picture the person next to him. Fresh designer clothes, brand new sneakers, the latest phone, a $7 latte in hand. They look successful, but their credit cards are maxed out, and their savings account is empty. Funny, isn't it? We've been taught to believe that wealth is loud, that success sparkles, shows off, makes itself known. But real wealth? It's quiet. It's patient. It whispers. True wealth isn't built on appearances. It's built on discipline, on consistency, on freedom, the kind that lets you live life on your terms, not to impress others. So the next time you look at someone and think, they must be rich, remember this. The ones who look rich often aren't, and the ones who are usually don't look the part. Because real wealth isn't about what you wear, drive, or post online. It's about mindset, and that's where your journey begins. The quiet truth about money. Money doesn't appear out of thin air. It's not magic. It's the result of doing a few things right over and over again. Anyone can create wealth, but not everyone is willing to live the kind of life that wealth requires. It takes patience. It takes restraint. And most of all, it takes the right attitude. Most people dream of being rich. They say they want financial freedom, but their actions tell a different story, because wanting something and working for it are not the same thing. If you truly want wealth, it has to show up in your daily choices, in the way you spend, the way you plan, and the way you think. That's the quiet truth about money. Action is the proof of desire. Everyone says they want to be rich, but only a few prove it through their behavior. The wealthy? They think differently. They act differently. They live differently. They know that wealth isn't about luck or privilege. It's about choices. Small, consistent, intentional choices that, over time, build real freedom. They understand that money, when used wisely, can buy time, not just things. And they protect their time fiercely, because it's the one resource you can never earn back. So as you hear this, remember, wealth isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's available to anyone who's willing to take control, to live with discipline, to delay gratification, and to keep going, even when the results take time to show. The path to wealth isn't glamorous. It's quiet. It's simple, but works every single time. Because those who build lasting wealth don't chase money. They master it. Most self-made millionaires live far below their means. They understand a simple truth. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar that can work for you. While others chase the next shiny thing, they're chasing financial independence, the ability to live life on their own terms. Frugality isn't about being cheap. It's about being intentional. It's choosing to spend only on what truly adds value and letting go of everything else. The wealthy know that money has a voice. When you spend it, it whispers, gone. When you invest it, it whispers, growing. That's why they protect it. They let their money breathe, multiply, and quietly build long-term security. There's one habit that separates them from everyone else. They delay pleasure. They understand that the thrill of a new car or an expensive vacation fades quickly, but the peace that comes from financial stability lasts a lifetime. Imagine this. Instead of buying a $40,000 car, they choose one for $20,000 and invest the rest into something that appreciates. Years later, that investment pays for more than just another car. It buys freedom. That's the mindset behind real wealth. A mindset rooted in discipline, not desire. In patience, not impulse. Millionaires build their own paths. If you think most millionaires inherit their wealth, think again. The truth is striking. More than 80% of American millionaires are self-made. They didn't get rich through trust fund or a lucky break. They built their wealth step by step, through effort, planning, and relentless determination. Being self-made doesn't mean overnight success. It means seeing opportunity where others see obstacles. It means taking responsibility day in and day out for your financial future. Many of these millionaires are entrepreneurs, business owners, consultants, or professionals who've chosen to control their own careers. They're not working to impress anyone. They're working to build independence. And here's something most people miss. Self-made millionaires often choose what researchers call boring businesses: plumbing, contracting, niche services, small-scale manufacturing. Not glamorous, not flashy, but steady, valuable, and always in demand, even during economic downturns. Because when you focus on solving real problems, you don't compete for attention. You compete for impact. Self-employment requires more than skill. It takes persistence, discipline, and the resilience to stay focused when things get tough. It means thinking long-term, even when short-term wins are tempting. And more than anything, it teaches one powerful truth. You can't outspend what you don't earn. Unlike those living paycheck to paycheck, the self-made millionaire understands that income alone doesn't create financial security. Behavior does. They learn early that sacrifice today creates freedom tomorrow. They choose assets over liabilities, investments over indulgences, and planning over impulse. This isn't just a method, it's a mindset. A quiet confidence that comes from knowing your wealth is your own creation. Not borrowed, not inherited, not dependent on chance. And here's the best part. Being self-made doesn't make wealth feel like a burden. It makes it feel empowering. You don't need to look rich. You don't need to prove anything. You just live a life where your money works for you, and freedom becomes the ultimate reward. Living below your means, the millionaire's daily habit. Imagine two neighbors living side by side in a quiet suburb. One drives a flashy SUV, wears designer clothes, and hosts extravagant gatherings. The other drives a well-kept sedan, dresses simply, and spends weekends tending to their home or garden. From the outside, the first might seem wealthier, but look a little closer and the story often flips. The second neighbor, the one who appears ordinary, is more likely to be the millionaire next door. Living below your means isn't just a financial strategy. It's a mindset, a habit, a lifestyle. Millionaires don't spend to impress others. They spend with purpose, to invest, to secure their future, and to maintain independence. It's not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about choosing value over vanity, utility over status, and freedom over flash. A Rolex may signal success to some, but a modest, reliable watch does the same job and leaves more capital to invest. A luxury car might turn heads, but a dependable used vehicle preserves wealth that can quietly grow in a retirement account, a business, or real estate. Living below your means also means resisting lifestyle inflation. As income rises, many people feel pressure to upgrade. Bigger homes, better cars, fancier vacations. But millionaires resist that pressure. They know that every dollar saved today has the power to compound into hundreds or even thousands tomorrow. Frugality isn't rooted in hardship. It's a conscious choice, grounded in clarity and self-discipline. Many millionaires develop these habits early. They don't suddenly become frugal once they're wealthy. They've always chosen to increase their investments, not their consumption. Every financial decision, from groceries to travel to car purchases, becomes a small but intentional step toward long-term freedom. And over decades, those small steps add up, compounding into real independence, a life that is quieter, more secure, and deeply fulfilling. Living below your means may not be glamorous. It won't draw much attention, but it's the foundation of lasting wealth, the quiet habit behind the millionaires thriving right next door. Planning and goal setting, turning vision into wealth. Wealth doesn't happen by accident. It isn't just the result of luck, talent, or even a high income. Millionaires understand this deeply. They know that intentional planning is the bridge between earning money and building lasting wealth. At the heart of their approach is one key ingredient: clarity. Self-made millionaires maintain detailed financial plans. They map out goals, both short-term and long-term, whether that's saving for retirement, investing in assets, covering education costs, or simply budgeting for daily life. They know where every dollar is going, and they make sure every expense aligns with their financial objectives. Picture two households with the same income. One pays bills, saves whatever's left, and spends without much thought. The other creates a monthly budget, sets aside a fixed percentage for investments, and regularly checks progress against their goals. 10 years later, the difference is dramatic. Not because one earned more, but because one planned deliberately and let time work its magic. Millionaires also break big goals into small, measurable steps. Instead of saying, "I want to save more," they commit to increasing net worth by 15% this year, or paying off a mortgage in 12 years, or maxing out retirement contributions. These specific targets build accountability, momentum, and a clear sense of direction. Without a plan, even high earners can drift. Money flows to immediate gratification. Opportunities slip by. Debt creeps in, and lifestyle inflation quietly erodes potential wealth. That's why many millionaires treat their personal finances like a business. They track cash flow, monitor investments, evaluate taxes, and manage risk. Some even conduct annual financial audits, reviewing spending, savings, and goals, just like a company tracks its performance. The tools vary. Some use spreadsheets, others use apps or journals, but the principle stays the same. Know where your money is going, and make sure every dollar is working toward your goals. The takeaway is simple, but powerful. People who plan intentionally are the ones who tend to build wealth. Those who drift, even with high incomes, often struggle to maintain financial stability. Wealth rarely comes from brilliance. It comes from behavior, from clear goals, consistent action, and a mindset focused on the long game. How millionaires raise their children, teaching wealth beyond money. In households where real, lasting wealth is built, financial education starts early, and it rarely comes in the form of handouts or indulgences. Instead, it's about shaping habits, values, and a mindset that prepares children to thrive independently. Millionaires understand a core truth. Money alone doesn't create responsibility or long-term success. Research by Stanley and Danko found a clear pattern. Affluent parents who raised financially successful children didn't spoil them. They taught hard work, encouraged saving, and promoted personal responsibility from a young age. Take two siblings raised in similarly wealthy homes. One receives everything: full tuition, a new car at 16, and a lifestyle free of financial responsibility. The other contributes to their expenses, works part-time, and learns how to budget. Decades later, the difference is obvious. The first child struggles with independence and managing money. The second builds assets, lives within their means, and often surpasses their sibling in both financial and personal success. Why? Because regular financial handouts can unintentionally create dependency. They remove the need to plan, to save, and to make trade-offs. Without these lessons, strong financial habits never take root. Successful wealth builders do things differently. They encourage autonomy instead of entitlement. They might match a child's savings for a first car instead of buying it outright. They'll offer support for a business idea, but only after the child shows planning, effort, and commitment. The goal isn't to eliminate struggle. It's to teach resilience, problem-solving, and accountability. Many millionaire parents also avoid flashy displays of wealth. Not because they're ashamed, but because they don't want their kids to confuse success with consumption. They model modesty, delayed gratification, and smart financial choices, even when they could afford extravagance. Because in the end, the most valuable inheritance isn't money. It's mindset. Children raised in these environments learn how to earn, manage, and grow money. They develop habits that compound over time, habits rooted in discipline, planning, and thoughtful decision-making. And most importantly, they learn that wealth is something you build, not something you wait to receive. That's how millionaires raise the next generation. Not just to have wealth, but to know how to create it. Targeting the millionaire market, understanding true wealth behavior. Most marketers make a simple assumption about the wealthy. That wealth is loud. That millionaires crave luxury cars, designer clothes, and extravagant lifestyles. So they build ads dripping with status, aspirational messages aimed at people they think will spend freely. But Stanley and Danko's research tells a different story. The majority of millionaires aren't chasing prestige. They're looking for value, durability, reliability, and most marketing completely misses that. Take cars, for example. Many millionaires drive well-maintained, used vehicles, Toyotas, Hondas, Fords. Not because they can't afford a luxury brand, but because they understand a simple truth. Spending on status doesn't build wealth. A car is a tool, not a statement. The same mindset applies across the board: clothing, appliances, even real estate. Millionaires focus on function over flair. They might buy a $300 suit that lasts a decade or a $30 toaster that just works. Their purchases are practical, data-driven, and built for the long term. That creates a challenge for traditional marketers. Flashy campaigns filled with hype and hollow promises? They don't land. Millionaires aren't impressed by noise. They respond to substance. They value long-term savings, proven quality, reliability, excellent customer service, and most importantly, trust. These are the buyers who read the fine print. They compare products. They look at reviews. They research before spending. And once they trust a brand, they're loyal, but they don't tolerate exaggeration. Overselling can lose them fast. Stanley and Danko make one thing clear. Companies that truly understand this market have a massive opportunity. Instead of chasing the visible, high-spending elite, smart businesses can serve the quiet millionaires, the ones who actually control real wealth. Because true wealth? It isn't loud. It's thoughtful. It's strategic. Marketing to millionaires means respecting their intelligence, speaking to their values, and focusing on what really matters, not what just looks good. Here's the real takeaway, and it's easy to miss. Wealth doesn't shout. It whispers. The Millionaire Next Door shows us that lasting wealth isn't built on high income or lavish spending. It's built through discipline, frugality, and consistent, thoughtful decisions. The truly wealthy live below their means. They invest regularly, and they value freedom over status. They don't chase attention, they chase independence. So ask yourself, are your habits leading you toward freedom or away from it? Because in the end, wealth isn't about what you earn. It's about what you keep, how you grow it, and the life it allows you to live. Start small, stay consistent, build quietly. Let your life speak through the freedom you create. That's the real legacy of the Millionaire Next Door. Not just money, but mindset. Thanks for listening.